Hello team, Soul Training 14. Do you remember that night we raised $3,000 together? Well, I've just arrived in Cambodia at Siem Reap Airport and I'm on a mission to go and see how the money we've raised is helping others. I'm going to keep you updated, but for now I'm going to go and get in my tuk-tuk. So Claire, tell me about Rebuilding Sri Lanka, how you came about building the charity and how the Ponhiri Foundation is working together with you.
I established the Rebuilding Sri Lanka in the wake of the Asian tsunami in 2004 with a group of other survivors. Our initial efforts were to do with restoring livelihoods and getting the children back to school. In recent years, we've been interested in establishing educational facilities and feeding the children at the schools in order to encourage their attendance. I first met Laurie in London. We were pitching for the same funding at the Pan Asian Women's Association, and I was so impressed with the work that these guys were doing in Cambodia that I felt really compelled to come here. Now we've linked up to edify each other, and these guys are helping me in Sri Lanka and I'm helping these guys here in Cambodia. So a hungry child is a hungry child, whether they're in Sri Lanka or in Cambodia.
Ponhiri, please will you tell us your story and tell us about your foundation?
I was born in 1962 in the educated family in Siem Reap. My father was a teacher and I went to school. I loved school very much, but unluckily my father was killed by the Khmer soldiers during the killing field time. So when we are back to the town after the killing field time, I became a teacher. Even though I got only 7 years of education, it was very easy for me to get the teacher training course because no teacher left. So I know a little bit, I could be a teacher. And then in temples, I saw more and more children coming to beg the money, sell the souvenirs instead of going to school. So I kept thinking and talking to my sibling at home that children, they don't go to school. Why? And how could we send them back to school? And then we had the idea. By the end of 2005, I got more than 200 children in my program, and at that time I didn't have the foundation.
Wow.
Just collect the money from the people, use my tip, the people tipping me, and then to buy the supplies and uniform. And then I met Laurie Carlson at the end of 2005. So just 1 month after her visit Cambodia, she registered Punya Relief Foundation in Austin, Texas.
And when I met her, she and her family had survived the genocide and rebuilt their lives. And the first thing that they did when they had achieved some sort of homeostasis was to go back into the communities that perpetrated that genocide and try to fix that problem. Up in the northern province of Cambodia, and all of these children here live in Kokay Village and go to this primary school. We started here in 2006, and at that time there was only this one building here where they were doing grades 1 through 3. But at that time there were only 3 literate people in the village, so they didn't really have any teachers and they couldn't make the school go. We had to go a little further afield to find teachers for the school, school because of the education level of all of the parents. And so because of the way that they've been living in isolation for so long, they don't really like outsiders. They didn't want the new teachers who were coming in to be living in the village with them. So no. The message that we got from the village chief here after a month or so of negotiation was, all right, you can come here and you can do the school. We will allow it, but we will not support it.
So it was building up trust as well with the community.
It took a while. It
Yeah.
did take a while. And it was the kids who did it. We built the trust with the children.
And
the
then it
children
had the ripple effect.
transferred that to the families.
Yeah.
Because they went home and taught their parents how to read and write. They went home and taught their parents how to pick up all this trash because it attracts mosquitoes and you get dengue fever from that. They're the ones who were just sharing so much knowledge to
Yeah.
the family. And soon the families sort of came together with us and talked about some kind of solution for their children to continue their education.
So Claire, tell us where we are.
We are currently at Shreyang. This is the dormitory where the best students from Kokay, where we've previously been, pass an entrance exam, and this was established in 2010. The reason we established it is because the primary school is very far from the secondary school. So essentially in Cambodia, children will only ever be educated up to 6th grade. So here we have a residential facility that enables them to go to Shreyang, to go to secondary school. And then from there, we'll take the best of these students off to Siem Reap and Phnom Penh, and they can go to university. This is something they would never have dared dream of, coming from that village. And these are amazingly clever kids who are so hungry to learn and so hungry to move forward and penetrate that membrane and get a seat at the table to make decisions about what happens to them and what happens in their country.
And now we're in 2019, so tell me where you are with your program. How many children are you helping?
This year we have about 2,800 students in our program. We count from kindergarten to university.
That's amazing.
But so far,
Yeah.
10,000.
What we're working on right now is all of the students that are finishing high school and have done quite well, and getting them through university. So we've got currently 120 students in Phnom Penh in university getting professional degrees. 68% of them are girls, and 70-something% of them are STEM subjects, so science, technology, engineering, math, these kind of, because that's where the jobs are here. The kids who were finishing primary school were doing quite well. They were just on fire to go to school, and okay, what's next? And we didn't have a what's next. However far you can go. It might be middle school, you might go to vocational training, you might finish high school and go to work, you might finish high school and go to college. However far you can go, we're gonna hold these gates open until you clear them.
They ask, could you go with us to high school? We say yes. And after that, could you go with us to university? Lori, the one who made the money, oh my God! Lori said, oh my God! Yes! And then we got that.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you for visiting us. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.